The crazy thing about today is that it's supposed to be 107 degrees out in sunny side Las Vegas, but I guess Blackwings can turn anything into a black day if you let it be. Being able to summon a 3,000 attack monster that's unaffected by card effects, and when the going gets tough, I'll just take whatever you have for my lunch. The deck is really powerful, and in this video, we're going to be showing you guys a really powerful deck profile that can not only set up that Armor Master, but prevent your opponent from getting over it. You guys already know what it is. I'm TheCaliEffect, and of course, if you guys want to see more videos like this, destroy that subscribe button, but also be sure to hit that notification bell because everybody is just too strong. So without further ado, I'm going to show you an awesome deck profile that sets up that full armored wing, as well as being able to disrupt your opponent further even without it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I'm probably going to say it until the end of time. The reason why this deck is so powerful is because of its access to Blackwing Full Armor Master. It's unaffected by all of their card effects. It can place counters on your opponent's monsters that activate their effects, and then it can take control of your opponent's monsters, or it can destroy all monsters on the field that have a wedge counter. It's just insane, but that's not the only trick that the deck does have up its sleeve. It has access to so many dark engines like the Orcust or Phantom Knight engines if you decide to play them, and it has a couple of other cheeky cards that can put you ahead in the game. Starting off with the monsters, we run 3 copies of Blackwing Simoon, the Poison Wind. This card is the reason why the deck is so powerful, because it gives you instant access to your Black Whirlwind, and all you have to do is banish a Blackwing monster. Another thing I want to point out is that his normal summon is due to his effect. So it doesn't eat up your normal summon, and it doesn't even take away from your Nathung's normal summon, meaning that this deck can get 3 normal summons in one turn. It's really cool to have Black Whirlwind to get 3, 6, or 9 9 searches off of Black Whirlwind, depending on how many you have, and this card is a critical part to it. Next is 3 copies of Blackwing Boar the Spear. You can cut a Blackwing Boar the Spear for your Gale, but there are a lot of times where I felt that making a rank 4 over a Synchro 3 or a rank 3 was more important, and that's where Boar comes in. It is the most generic Blackwing monster in terms of summoning. The only thing you have to do is control another Blackwing monster, whereas the other level 4 Chris can only be summoned once and you can't control another Chris. We do play 2 copies of Chris though, because again, it's a level 4 Blackwing monster. Worst case scenario, they do help you with your rank 4 plays, which are really powerful into this format. This card once can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effect, so it actually could come up sometimes. Lastly, for the 4s, or for the regular 4 guys that we play, 1 copy of Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. His effect is a hard once per duel. So unfortunately, I wouldn't play 3 of them just for that matter, but being able to bounce a Black Whirlwind to prevent it from going to the graveyard due to Simoon's effect is pivotal. But a lot of times, sometimes you can just bounce a monster like your Boar the Spear and summon it to your side of the field to have a free monster. The last level 4 that we do play is Blackwing Oster the South Wind. This card is bananas, so basically when it is normal summoned, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Blackwing monster that is banished to your side of the field, which unlocks so many plays. It works well with your Simoon because immediately Simoon can search it, and then this can summon the monster that you banished with Simoon. The next effect is that you can banish it from the graveyard to place 1 wedge counter on each face-up monster your opponent controls that doesn't have one. So immediately this card can not only be a 1-card Blackwing Full Armor Master, it can also allow you to trigger Full Armor Master's effect to take an opponent's monster or destroy a card on the field. Next is 2 copies of Blackwing Blizzard the Far North. This is going to round up our normal summon monsters. I like to say in a well-rounded deck, unless you have multiple ways to bring out those monsters, 5 normal summons is enough. And the Blackwing Far North and Far South can't be special summoned, so they're your only normal summon candidates. Essentially, when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a level 4 lower Blackwing monster from your graveyard to your side of the field. These 2 cards work in combination with each other so well. Next is 3 copies of Blackwing Harmattan the Dust. This is the most important Blackwing monster outside of your Far North, Far South, and Simoon. What it does is that it can special summon itself by controlling a Blackwing, but it can manipulate its level by targeting another Blackwing monster on your side of the field. This plus Oster immediately makes you your Blackwing Full Armor Wing, but it can also make your 6s or whatever other level you want as well. 2 copies of Orochi the Squall. This card is actually pretty good for not only extending, but providing a level 1 tuner monster to your side of the field. It comes up in some clutch plays. And then lastly is the super secret tech 1 copy of Blackwing Breeze the Zephyr. This is a card that immediately gets summoned to your side of the field when you search it or add it to your hand by a card effect. And a lot of people probably are thinking, TheCaliEffect, why not play Gale? Well, Gale is a 1300 attack monster that your far north or far south can't search through Black Whirlwind, but Zephyr can be searched through those cards and is a level 3 tuner monster, which plays so well with our combos. Next, we do run 2 Phantom Knight monsters. I run 1 Silent Boots and 1 Ancient Cloak. These were the guys that I were really hesitant to run, but then I realized that Boots is a level 3, Breeze is a level 3. That's a free Madung to our side of the field, which complements so many awesome combos. That's it for the monsters. For the hand traps, we just stick to 3 Ash Blossoms and 3 Effect Veiler. I felt that this deck had a lot of room to play with. You can actually substitute these for Twin Twisters if your back row or if your format is very back row heavy, but I thought that this was amazing because having access to be able to stop your opponent from making boards is one of this deck's critical weaknesses. If your opponent already sets up with the board, the deck can struggle, so being able to have those hand traps at critical times, too strong. That's it for the monsters, ladies and gentlemen. For these spell cards, we get with 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. This is the reason why the deck is so good. Every time a Blackwing monster is normal summoned, you can add 1 Blackwing monster with attack less than the monster you normal summoned. That, oh man, the fact that it's just not once per turn allows you to get an array of dark monsters from your deck to your hand and pops off with so many combos. 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. I've always advocated that Allure is not best in any dark deck or just any given dark deck. It needs to have a reason. Well, Allure of Darkness not only pairs up with your Oster, it allows you to get into your important pieces as fast as possible. 3 copies of Call by the Grave because nobody likes being hand trapped. And then 2 copies of Phantom Knight's Fog Blade, followed by the Phantom Knight's Shade Brigandine. This card comes up for your rank 4 plays, and these cards are part of your Phantom Knight combo. That's it for the main board, but I bet you guys are wondering, TheCaliEffect, why aren't you playing some of my favorite Blackwings? Well, Blackwing Steam the Cloak is actually a really good card. This plus another Blackwing monster that can be a special summon or a 2-card Rusty Bardish. But unfortunately, it requires your normal summon, and without Summon Sorceress, this card is actually really clunky. Blackwing Vayu, the Emblem of Honor, actually suffers for the exact same fate of Steam the Cloak. Summon Sorceress is banned, and you don't really want to waste your normal summon on these guys. Gale, the Whirlwind, is replaced by Breeze the Zephyr because it can be searched through Black Whirlwind when you normal summon your far north or far south. Your Blackwing Shura the Blue Flame is just not a great card in this particular format because it needs to destroy monsters by battle. Blackwing Kalut the Moon Shadow, I mean, that's one of those battle relevant cards, and we're in a format where battling just isn't the best thing. Gladius, I just felt was bad. Now, it is a level 3 monster that isn't a tuner that can be searched. I do like that, but you have to have exactly 1 Blackwing monster to pop up with your specs. We want to swarm the board, not necessarily start off with a mediocre board. Blackwing Gus the Black Blast, this card's actually pretty good. I just didn't have any use for it. And then Panaka is a free search, but again, I don't want to waste my normal summon on this card when I can be using it on Oster and my Blizzard the Far North. But that's it for the Blackwing cards that you guys could play or probably are asking about. There are so many more. I'm going to get right to the extra decks though. We run 2 copies of Blackwing Full Armor Master. I don't think you ever need more than 2. There are some situations where you can make 2 in 1 turn. Not necessarily the best idea. I think it's best to make 1 on 1 turn, and then the second one to snatch your opponent's monster that just so happened to get rid of this one if it ever came up. Borreload Savage Dragon is just a card that you can make inside of this deck and equip your Link monsters to get some pretty good negates on the board. Assault Blackwing Rirakiri, the Rain Shower, is actually really good for clearing your opponent's board. And then we have Hawk Joe to be able to spell summon any of your Blackwing monsters from the graveyard to your side of the field that are level 5 or higher. Nathung is probably the best Synchro Blackwing outside of Full Armor Master because of the additional normal summon, but in time, it can actually inflict 800 damage to your opponent, so it could be the difference between winning and losing the game. For the Exceeds, we play 1 copy of number 24, Dragulus the Vampiric Dragon. This is actually the best rank 6 not Beatrice in the game, especially when you combine it with Full Armor Master. Your opponent wants to summon a monster that typically isn't a Link monster. They can't make monsters stronger than this, and Vampiric the Shadow kind of handles that other threat. Same thing with Time Thief Redoer. Its cards just, I don't even know why it was invented. It's pretty insane being able to attach your opponent's cards and then bounce your opponent's cards if it has a trap on it and whatnot. It's just insanely powerful. Abyss Dweller is really good against the meta because so many decks are graveyard reliant. For the Exceeds, one copy of Boral Sword Dragon. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, this card isn't mandatory to the strategy. Any Link 4 would do. I just play Boral Sword Dragon because its interaction with your Full Armor Master is unique. Boral Sword Dragon has also End If You Do, so it doesn't need to switch the monster to defense position to be able to gain a second attack. So you target your Blackwing Full Armor Master and it stays in attack position. That's pretty cool. Your Nightmare Unicorn is a really good spot removal card. Rusty Bardish for the Phantom Knight engine. Underclock Taker, you'll actually need a monster that points left and right or to a specific zone in your main monster zone. And then 2 copies of Winchester Apprentice, which are pretty good because it gives your Blackwing monsters attack for your Black Whirlwind. For the extra deck, you guys, or for the side deck, you guys are pretty much saying a pretty good side deck. A couple of cards I want to highlight is Imperial Order. While it does ruin Black Whirlwind, I mean, you only play 9 spells in this deck. You'll probably be ruining your opponent. Delta Crow Anti-Reverse is a Harpy's Feather Duster by controlling a Blackwing, and if you control 3 of them, well, you can activate it from your hand. I mean, Evenly Matched is also a good card for breaking boards. I thought about mainboarding it, but I didn't think it was necessary. But that's it for the main board, the extra deck, and the side deck. Let me show you guys some of these insane combos. Okay guys, so for the first combo, you're going to need Simoon the Poison Wind and Blackwing Harmattan. These little two cards are going to wind you with an Apprentice, Witch's Apprentice, as well as a Blackwing Full Armor Master on your side of the field. All of that just for these 2 cards. You're going to start off by banishing your Harmattan to activate your Simoon's effect, activating Black Whirlwind, and normal summoning this card for free to your side of the field. Trigger the effect of your Black Whirlwind. Since you normal summon the monster, you can go ahead and add Auster the South Wind from your deck to your hand. Because you haven't used your original normal summon, you can normal summon your Blackwing Auster the South Wind using its effect to special summon Harmattan to your side of the field. Trigger the effect of your Black Whirlwind to add Blackwing Orochi the Squall from your deck to your hand, and then special summon Orochi because you control Blackwing monsters. Your Orochi and your Simoon can be used for a link summon into your Witch's Apprentice, and now your Blackwing Harmattan the Dust targets your Auster the South Wind, making himself level 6. 6 plus 4 equals 10, so use those monsters for a synchro summon into your Blackwing Full Armor Master, and that's how you're going to get a Witch's Apprentice and a Blackwing Full Armor Master in 2 cards. So for my last combo, I'm so mean with it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna take that exact same combo, add 1 more card, and do a whole nother scheme with it. You are going to need your Simoon, your Harmattan, but a Black Whirlwind will get you such a more deadly board. We're gonna start off by activating our Black Whirlwind and then using the effect of our Simoon to banish our Harmattan to activate our second Black Whirlwind to normal summon him to our side of the field. Trigger the effects of our Black Whirlwind to add our Blizzard the Far North and Auster the Far South from our decks to our hand, and then normal summon our Auster. We're going to use both the effects of our Black Whirlwinds and our Auster to special summon Harmattan from our deck to our side, or from our banish zone to our side of the field, as well as add an Orochi the Squall and a Breeze the Zephyr from our deck to our hand. Because Breeze was added from our deck to our hand by a card effect, you can go ahead and special summon that monster to your field, and then special summon Orochi the Squall to your side of the field. Using your Orochi, your Harmattan, and your Auster, you're going to use all 3 of these monsters. Let me actually move this over here. For a link summon into, that's right, your Phantom Knight's Rusty Bardish. Now use the effect of your Rusty Bardish to send your Phantom Knight's Cloak from your deck to your graveyard, and depending on the situation, if you happen to have one of your Phantom Knight's cards in your hand, the sequence becomes a little bit different, but we're just working off of those 3 cards. We're going to set a Phantom Knight's Fog Blade to our side of the field. Banishing our Ancient Cloak, we're going to be able to add the Phantom Knight's Silent Boots. And I know you guys are thinking, TheCaliEffect, that Blackwing Blizzard the Far North is going to be hard to summon. You've already used your normal summon, and you've already effect summoned your Simoon. Well, we're going to special summon that Silent Boots to our side of the field and synchro summon with our Phantom Knight Silent Boots and our Breeze the Zephyr into our Blackwing Nathung the Starlight. Now, here is a tricky ruling for you guys. All 3 of the normal summons that we've been using are in different classifications. Of course, our normal summon doesn't really count towards anything, but these 2 monsters are 2 different types of normal summon, meaning that you can normal summon 3 times in 1 turn with this deck. we're going to take full advantage of being able to use our Nathung to burn our opponent for 800 damage, but more importantly, be able to normal summon. Let me fix the zones of this. Normal summon our Blizzard the Far North to our side of the field, triggering our Black Whirlwinds again, this time to add an Orochi to Squall and a Hermatina Dust from our decks to our hand. Blizzard the Far North is going to be able to special summon Hermatin from our graveyards to our side of the field, which just further institutes like you really didn't need this for your combo, it was just there. You're going to use the Hermatin targeting your Simoon, turning it into a level 8, and then these two monsters for a Synchro summon into your Blackwing Full Armor Master, these two monsters for an Exceed summon into your number 24 Dragulus the Vampiric Dragon. You're going to finish up by banishing your Phantom Knight Silent Boots to add from your deck to your hand your second Phantom Knight's Fog Blade. So this board is pretty sick. You're gonna have 2 negations through your Phantom Knight Fog Blade, but just when your opponent thought that they can get over your Blackwing Full Armor Master, you have a number 24 Dragulus the Vampiric Dragon to flip those monsters face down. You also have a Phantom Knight's Rescue Bardish that if you guys decide to get rid of, you can spell summon it back with your Fog Blade and then Exceed summon to where it points you to destroy an opponent's card. And then we still have 2 cards left in our hand. This deck is just too strong. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. And if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. We have so many awesome rewards. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.